What if I told you there are 10 transformative lessons every Pisces needs to learn this year to completely change their life? If you were born under the sign of Pisces, have you ever noticed how lost you sometimes feel amidst so many emotions and dreams? This video will reveal the 10 most important lessons that can make the difference between continuing to live in the same old cycle or finally achieving the life you so desire. As a Pisces, you possess a unique sensitivity and powerful intuition, but these traits often become obstacles when not properly directed. Have you ever wondered why certain situations repeat themselves in your life? Why certain people always take advantage of your goodwill? Or why your dreams always seem too distant to come true? The answers to these questions are in the 10 lessons I'm going to share with you today. Each one has been carefully chosen to help you transform your greatest challenges into your greatest strengths. If you don't learn these lessons this year, you risk staying in the same place, watching opportunities pass you by while others achieve what you've always wanted. But there's something very special in the 10th lesson that will completely surprise you. It's something few Pisces discover on their own, and that could be the turning point in your journey. Stay until the end because this revelation could change everything for you. First lesson: learn to set boundaries without guilt. As a Pisces, you have a huge heart and a natural desire to help everyone around you. This wonderful trait makes you special, but it can also become your biggest trap when you don't know how to set healthy boundaries. How many times have you said yes when you meant no? How many times have you put others' needs before your own, even when it hurt you? The truth is, setting boundaries doesn't mean being selfish or cruel. In fact, it's an act of self-love that allows you to continue being generous without exhausting yourself in the process. When you don't have clear boundaries, you end up attracting people who want to take advantage of your kindness. These people sense your difficulty saying no and end up overwhelming you with their problems and responsibilities. Think of it as if you were a well of crystal clear water. If everyone keeps drinking, the well will soon dry up, leaving no water for you. But if you control how many people drink and when, the well will always have fresh water for everyone, including you. Setting boundaries is the safeguard that ensures your generosity is sustainable. To begin practicing this, start small. The next time someone asks you for a favor that will overwhelm you, take a deep breath and tell them you need to think before giving an answer. This pause gives you time to evaluate whether you can truly help without harming yourself. Remember that you can remain a good and generous person even if you say no when necessary. Second lesson: trust your intuition more than the opinions of others. You possess a natural gift that many people wish they had: heightened intuition. Your sixth sense works like an internal radar that picks up energies, intentions, and situations that aren't always obvious to others. But how many times have you ignored this inner voice because someone told you it was wrong? Your intuition is like a muscle that needs exercise to become stronger. When you constantly doubt it and choose to follow only the logic of others, this muscle weakens until you stop trusting it completely. This is a great loss because your intuition was specifically designed to guide you along the right path. Start paying attention to your first impressions of people and situations. That strange feeling you had about a certain person, that hunch about an important decision, or that inexplicable certainty about which path to take. Write down these impressions and observe how they unfold over time. You'll realize that most of the time your intuition was right. This doesn't mean you should completely ignore reason or the advice of others. The ideal is to find a balance where you consider external opinions, but always filter everything through your intuitive perception. When something doesn't click inside you, even if everyone says it's a good idea, trust your instinct. It rarely disappoints. Third lesson: transform your sensitivity into a tool of power. You've probably often been told that you're too sensitive, that you need to harden your heart, or that you should be more practical. These words may have led you to believe that your sensitivity is a weakness, but in fact, it's one of your greatest superpowers when well directed. Your ability to feel deeply allows you to understand the emotions of others in a way few can. This makes you an excellent counselor, a true friend, and someone capable of creating genuine connections with people. In an increasingly cold and superficial world, your sensitivity is like a beacon that attracts people who need warmth and understanding. The problem arises when you absorb all the emotions around you without knowing how to protect yourself. It's as if you were a sponge that absorbs everything, until it becomes soggy and heavy. To transform your sensitivity into power, You need to learn to be selective about what you absorb and develop energy protection techniques. A simple technique is to imagine a bubble of golden light around you every morning. Visualize this bubble filtering out negative energies and allowing only love and positivity to reach you. Another important strategy is to set aside moments each day just for yourself, away from the emotional demands of others. These moments of silence allow you to process your own emotions and recharge your batteries. Now, before we continue with the next lesson, I would like to ask a special favor of you. If this content resonates with you, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love hearing about my beloved Pisces out there. Fourth lesson. Stop putting off your dreams, waiting for the perfect moment. As a Pisces, you have a rich imagination and beautiful dreams about how you'd like your life to be. You can visualize your goals in detail and feel genuine excitement when you think about them. But there's a tendency to just stay in the world of dreams, waiting for the perfect conditions to appear to start taking action. The truth is, the perfect moment never arrives. There will always be an excuse, an obstacle, or a reason to postpone a little longer. While you wait for ideal conditions, time passes and your dreams become increasingly distant. You need to understand that imperfect action is better than paralyzing perfection. Your dreams don't need major revolutions to start materializing. They need small, consistent actions taken one step at a time in the right direction. If you dream of writing a book, start by writing 1 page a day. If you want to change careers, start by taking an online course. If you want to improve relationships, start with an honest conversation. The universe responds to movement. When you demonstrate through concrete actions that you're committed to your dreams, opportunities begin to appear almost magically. The right people come your way, necessary resources present themselves, and doors that seemed closed open. But none of this happens while you're just dreaming. Fifth lesson. Learn to handle criticism without taking it personally. Your sensitive nature means that other people's words have a profound impact on you. One criticism can ruin your entire day, and a negative comment can make you question everything about yourself. This emotional reactivity can become a major obstacle to your personal and professional growth. It's important to understand that not all criticism is a personal attack. People often speak without thinking, project their own frustrations, or simply have a different perspective than yours. When you take everything personally, you're giving other people's opinions too much power over your self-esteem and well-being. Develop the habit of pausing before reacting to any criticism. Take a deep breath and ask yourself if there's any useful truth in what was said. If there is, use it as an opportunity for growth. If there isn't, simply let it pass like water running through rocks. Not every opinion is worth your time and emotional energy. Also remember that you can't please everyone, and you shouldn't try. When you try to be perfect for everyone, you end up losing your authenticity and becoming someone you don't even recognize. It's much better to be true to yourself and accept that some people won't like it than to live a false life trying to please everyone. Lesson 6. Use your compassion without sacrificing yourself in the process. Your ability to feel compassion for others is truly special. You can put yourself in other people's shoes and genuinely want to help alleviate the suffering of others. This trait makes you likable and trustworthy, but it can also lead you to overly sacrifice yourself for others. The problem arises when you confuse compassion with self-sacrifice. You may begin to believe that to be a good person, you must always put others first, even when it hurts you. This mindset can lead to physical, emotional, and even financial exhaustion. True compassion includes compassion for yourself. You can't give what you don't have, and if you're constantly drained and overwhelmed, your ability to genuinely help others is compromised. It's like trying to fill someone else's cup with an empty jug. It simply doesn't work. Learn to ask important questions before committing to helping someone. Can you truly help without harming yourself? Does this person genuinely need help? Or are they taking advantage of your kindness? Are there other ways to support without sacrificing yourself? These reflections will help you be compassionate in an intelligent and sustainable way. Seventh lesson. Develop discipline to transform inspiration into concrete achievements. As a Pisces, you are naturally creative and often receive waves of inspiration that fill you with enthusiasm and brilliant ideas. The problem is that this inspiration often comes in intense bursts followed by periods of low energy, and without discipline, your ideas remain merely in the realm of possibility. Inspiration is the initial fuel, but discipline is the engine that keeps you going when the initial excitement wanes. Many Pisces have drawers full of projects they started but never finished because they rely solely on inspiration to keep working. You need to develop the ability to work, even when you're not feeling particularly inspired. Start by creating small, consistent routines related to your goals. If you want to develop an artistic talent, set aside at least 15 minutes a day to practice, regardless of how you feel. If you want to write a book, set a goal of writing at least 100 words daily. The key is consistency, not intensity. Over time, you'll find that discipline creates its own kind of inspiration. When you keep working even on difficult days, you develop momentum that makes it easier to keep going. Plus, you gain confidence in yourself by seeing that you can follow through on your commitments, regardless of how you feel. Lesson 8. Learn to say no to relationships that drain your energy. As someone naturally empathetic and helpful, you may have difficulty walking away from people who constantly drain your emotional energy. These toxic relationships can take many forms, from friends who only show up when they need something to family members who constantly criticize you. You may have grown up believing that you should accept any kind of treatment from the people you love, but that's not true. Healthy love involves mutual respect, support, and reciprocity. When a relationship is always one-sided, with you always giving and the other person always receiving, that's not love, it's exploitation. Identify the people in your life who consistently leave you exhausted, anxious, or sad after encounters. Notice whether these people show genuine interest in you, or only seek you out when they need something. Pay attention to whether they support you through difficult times or disappear when you need them. You have the right and responsibility to protect your emotional energy. This may mean reducing contact with certain people, setting clear boundaries about the types of conversations you're willing to have, or even ending relationships that are consistently harmful. Remember that by walking away from toxic relationships, you create space for healthy relationships to enter your life. Lesson 9. Trust divine timing without using it as an excuse for inaction. As a Pisces, you have a natural connection with the flow of life, and often feel that there is a right timing for everything. This realization can be a source of great wisdom, helping you avoid forcing situations that aren't yet ripe. But it can also become a convenient excuse to avoid action when you feel fearful or insecure. Divine timing works in conjunction with your conscious action, not as a substitute for it. The universe can create the perfect conditions for you, but you still need to take the necessary steps to seize these opportunities. It's as if the universe opens a door for you, but you still need to decide to enter. Learn to distinguish between a genuine sense that something isn't yet at the right time and fear disguised as spiritual wisdom. When you genuinely feel the need to wait, it's usually accompanied by inner peace and clarity about what to do while you wait. When it's fear, it's accompanied by anxiety, constant doubt, and a sense of missing out. Use waiting periods productively. If you're waiting for the right moment to launch a project, use this time to better prepare, learn new skills, or make necessary connections. If you're waiting for a relationship change, take the opportunity to work on yourself and become the person you'd like to attract. Divine timing doesn't mean total inactivity. 10th lesson. Accept your dual nature without trying to be perfect all the time. This is perhaps the most important lesson for you as a Pisces. You carry within you two fish swimming in opposite directions, representing your complex and multifaceted nature. Sometimes you feel confident and other times insecure, sometimes optimistic and other times melancholic, sometimes sociable and other times solitary. Many Pisces expend enormous energy trying to be consistent all the time, as if this natural variation were a flaw that needs to be corrected. You may criticize yourself for feeling different from one day to the next, or try to force an emotional state that isn't genuine in the moment. This internal struggle is unnecessary and exhausting. Your dual nature is actually one of your greatest strengths when you learn to work with it rather than against it. It allows you to understand different perspectives, adapt to various situations, and connect with very different people. Your ability to deeply feel both joy and sadness makes you more human and authentic. Accept that you will have better and worse days, moments of clarity and moments of confusion, periods of high and low energy. This doesn't mean you're unstable or problematic. It means you're human and constantly growing and transforming. Learn to flow with these changes instead of resisting them, and you will discover an inner peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances. We've reached the end of these 10 transformative lessons for Pisces. Each one represents a real opportunity for growth and evolution on your personal journey. Remember that knowledge without action is just information stored in the mind. True power lies in applying these lessons to your daily life, one at a time, with patience and compassion for yourself. You possess within you all the resources necessary to create the life you desire. Your sensitivity, intuition, compassion, and creativity are precious gifts that the world needs. When you learn to use these gifts in a balanced and conscious way, you become capable of achieving extraordinary things while maintaining your inner peace. The year still offers many opportunities for you to put these lessons into practice. Start today by choosing one that resonates most with you and take a small step toward change. Remember that great transformations begin with small, consistent actions. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these lessons touched your heart most deeply? Which one resonated most with you? Write in the comments which lesson you'll start applying first in your life. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, do so now and turn on notifications to receive more content that will help you on your personal growth journey. Until the next video, and remember, you are stronger than you think.